be sure to do that.
Obviously now, from a professional standpoint, obviously you don't have all the time in the world to look at people's stuff, but what would you say is kind of the biggest mistake that young broadcasters make today, whether it's like on-air stuff or even like behind-the-scenes stuff such as like social media, posting the wrong thing? Like, what do you think would be like the biggest mistake that you would steer young broadcasters away from as they pursue this?
That's a good question. I think off the air, I don't know if it's a mistake as much as it is just a philosophy of you've got to nail the off-air basics. So when you're thinking of resume and cover letter and your communication when networking, you've got to be perfect on that stuff because there's so many people that want to do this. So like AA Montgomery, the job I started out in, there were 140 people that applied for that.
Yeah.
So for a decision maker, when there's 140 resumes sitting on the desk, if I'm that decision maker, I'm looking for any reason I possibly can to shorten the stack. And if I see a typo, if I see a font that's hard to read, that's as good a reason as any to get rid of it before I even listen to the tape. So you've got to nail that stuff, control the controllables. And then on air, I just think that you've got to get reps to find where you belong in terms of excitement. Where your voice works best when it comes to the range on excited calls. I think that there is a very specific, especially baseball radio, there's a very specific rhythm to it that not a lot of guys get down. And I think the fundamental philosophy behind it is that the pitch is everything. The pitch is the most important thing, and nothing we're talking about on radio specifically, because TV is a little different, but on radio, there's no story we're talking about or no tangent we go on that's more important than the next pitch. And so setting up every single pitch, even if it's as simple as saying, here's the 2-1 or 2-2, you got to do it on every pitch.
Right.
You got to do it before the pitch is delivered, or else you're going to be behind, and that's going to lead to a common mistake, and that is I hear a lot guys going too fast and speeding their delivery up to try and catch up on highlight calls. Mm-hmm. You can prevent that, one, by telling yourself don't speed up, but two, by doing each pitch its due diligence and not putting yourself behind where you have to speed up.
Now, because you've done both, obviously, starting out in radio, now you're in TV, what do you prefer? Because, again, they're like two totally different animals, TV and radio.
Yeah, it's been so long since I've done any radio. I guess I'd have to say TV, just because it's probably been, 6 or 7 years since I've done any radio. But radio's awesome. It's just, and I wouldn't mind doing it again at some point. I'm not necessarily looking to do it again. I love doing it. But whatever I'm getting paid to do, I'm enjoying for sure.